My name is Logan Heinrichs. I've been training in Aikido now for about 10 years, and I've been teaching for the past 5 years or so. Aikido originated back in about the 1940s with Morihei Ueshiba, and back then Aikido was more Daito Ryu Aikijujutsu and a lot of different martial arts, and it was designed for kill or be killed situations. Out in feudal Japan, out on the battlefield, when there's a sword coming at you, you either kill the person or you die. So when Morihei Ueshiba, we call him O-sensei, was learning these techniques, he realized nowadays it's not the kill or be killed mentality. And you can do these techniques while still protecting your attacker. So he modified the Daito Ryu techniques to form current Aikido, where you can protect yourself as well as not destroying the other person. And you hear this a lot in religious contexts of love your neighbor, or love your attacker in this sense. So that's really kind of where Aikido originated from. As far as what it is today, it's a way to blend with conflict, whether that be physical conflict, whether it be emotional, maybe even a verbal conflict, and learning to deal with that and blend with it to cause harmony and create a solution. Some of the basic moves in Aikido, the first thing that students really need to pick up on is the footwork. If they get the footwork down properly, all of the Aikido techniques create themselves. There's a lot of spinning movements, entering movements. Oftentimes in jiu-jitsu, in judo and other martial arts, you'll hear the phrase, if you're pushed, you pull, if you're pulled, you push. Aikido takes a similar stance, except for when you're pulled, you push, and when they push, you spin. So that you can really take advantage of their momentum and turn it into a technique. The Aikido techniques are designed so that they either end up with you throwing the attacker or pinning them on the ground until you can get help or whatever you need to do to take control of them. As far as how long it took me to become a sensei, I think sensei, I've always thought of as a pretty bold title. And so, the further I progress in my Aikido training, the closer I consider myself a sensei, I guess. But as far as literal term, sensei means teacher. So I've been teaching Aikido now for about 5 years, and loving every minute of it.
My name is Cherie. I've been studying Aikido for about a year and a half. My level is 5th Q, which means that I've passed 2 tests. Originally, I got into Aikido because I wanted to have some more physical exercise and learn some self-defense. I came to find out that Aikido is not only good for physical activity, but it's also good for improving your balance, coordination, focus, relaxation. I really appreciate it because its philosophy is also applicable to life. You can blend with any situation, work with adversity. You can learn to manage frustration and anger. It's become an important part of my life. I think I'd like to share Aikido with other people, so someday I think I'll become a teacher.
My name's Jake Coburn. I've been doing Aikido now for almost 3 years. I started Aikido way back when I first started college. I signed up for classes and I was actually going to sign up for the Taekwondo class, but it was full. So I went to the next class down the list and it happened to be Aikido. I knew nothing about it at the time, but after 3 or 4 classes I was hooked, and I loved the mentality behind it, I loved the idea, I loved how it was taught, so I stuck with it until now, and I plan to continue on it for many years to come. To me, the point of Aikido is actually to avoid conflict or to understand it better, whether that be physical conflict, mental conflict, emotional conflict. It's all about understanding it better so that you can blend with it to avoid any further confrontation. And that's why I do Aikido, is not only to learn a martial art that could protect me in a dangerous situation, but also when you get up to higher level Aikido, you extend that out to your mental, where if somebody's in an argument with you, you use your Aikido ideals to blend with it, see their point of view, and avoid injuring either person.